It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi. As always, I have the ladies with me. Alaja Nima Akashat Zabe. How are you doing?
I'm fine and grateful to God. So yesterday, they commissioned our roads.
Did you finally see the governor? Did you catch him?
Could not wait.
No, I changed my mind last minute. Because I know it's local government organized, politicians organized. I don't want to come and crowd their space. But I felt disappointed that the politicians didn't acknowledge the effort of any of the Satellite Town Forum members, other members who carried that cause. We remember we had them in the studio.
Yes.
They came several times, they kept complaining, they spoke out, they took pictures. They didn't acknowledge. So, well, it's a politician's thing, everybody. And to say the truth, I'll give it to the chairman, Oriadi. She's working hard to make sure that she leaves the legacy that she'll be remembered for. So you see the inner roads also being done. That's not state road. But the state road was completed. And I like her Yorubaness. Ori Kitigbeo and all of that, they did that. I watched it live on TVC. I went back home and just decided that I don't want to be... Security might not just even allow us in. But then I'll plead with the governor. There are other communities that we're still talking about. The Tedimuwo Road has been contracted out.
Several times they've complained.
It's failed from the days of Fashola. He's been on the show, I've asked him as well. So I like that they finished up to that. And the former SC on Works, Adeyoye, she did an amazing work because I worked with her on that road. We would call, we would give her feedback, we would talk weekly on that road before she handed over. She was removed, and so we stopped. But she knew where the problems were. We had talked about next phase. The governor is aware of the next phase, which is after the abolition, after the radio road, you then take the connection to Tedimuwo Road and then all the way to the link bridge in
but that hasn't been done.
There's no site. I'm looking now that we have finished here, somebody will come on site.
Trust me.
The lawmaker
lucky people too will be dragging you that they want their own road done.
Everybody is just greeting each other. Please. How are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm very good.
Thank you,
sir. On Sunday evening, we launched Club 360. So Club 360, Mario, you should be in Club 360. Club 360 is for our customers. That's for anybody who has bought property within Rep 360. And the goal is to make it beyond just owning land. We want to create a launch pad for transformative life. So our first edition on Sunday, we had Ezekiel Selisi, the strategist, and then we had a dentist. And on the every month we'll have like a clubhouse, a virtual meeting for people who have bought land. But I don't want it to just be you have bought land. So when people bought land,
just said it now. It's only Morale that can.
No, it's but for my customers, and it is free for my customers. But it's to give back to my customers to help them to
grow. What if I'm your wife that did not tell my husband that I bought land?
We are exposed.
The kind of wife that don't tell him.
You are not that kind of wife.
What if I am?
You would have been more discreet, but
so the goal is that I'm able to pour into them a bit more. So I've heard stories, and we all know somebody that they bought land 50 years ago or 10 years ago, and they never did any other thing meaningful in their life because that was the only thing they knew. So we want to give more to our customers so that they can continue to grow. And I'm excited about it because it was an idea that came up with that I'm doing these things for people, but let me do it for people that have already trusted my business. I have an amazing customer. Somebody watched our show and called me and said, he saw another person's real estate advert on the show and said, I won't buy from that person. I know Tokwe does the same business. I will find that from Tokwe and buy from Tokwe. After that call, I felt very warm and grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the credibility that you have. How are you doing, Ramatu?
I'm doing well. Okay, so recently, the lady that helps me to do my oil, the one that does it naturally and everything, she passed on.
Oh my God.
Honestly, she slept and she never woke up. So business has been a bit slow
Is she
for
an
me.
old woman?
Yeah, she's quite elderly though, but then, you know, we should check our heart all the time and everything. So that happened. And then secondly, I want to talk about personal hygiene. I went to the salon and washing my hair, in fact.
Mouth odor.
Mouth odor, body odor, all combined. Please, I'm telling you, it was terrible.
I can feel,
I got up. The owner of the salon?
No, not the owner. It's the girls. The girls. And I told the owner, but you know, she said she has been talking. I think they need to be proactive. They need to do more than talking now, because yesterday it was terrible. It was terrible. In fact, I went out, I almost puked, and then came back. You know, but I had to wash my hair. I had to do something to my hair. beg, please, personal hygiene is very important.
Take it serious.
Especially to all these people that have salons.
All right, let's go on a very short break.
We saw on Instagram you went to Paris yesterday.
I'm not saying anything.
We saw it on TVC Entertainment.
Oh, okay. I wondering, like,
yeah, you want to judge.
Yeah. So it was Hedis made a big announcement yesterday that Hedis is coming back home. He's from back to base. Congratulations to Ayani Marshall. Yes, you know they did this in Atlanta twice. So
he did not like it.
But that's one of the reasons why he did that event was just to remind Nigerians you need to support our own. This is a brand that has sustained for 17 years. A lot of other awards should have come and gone like that, and they never survived because there was not enough system to support them. So he needs a lot of support. He needs the entire entertainment ecosystem. Understand that this is a brand, a legacy that we must keep. So
our own.
It's our own. It's like our own Grammy. So it was important for all the stakeholders to be there. So congratulations to Ayani Marshall and the entire team. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Tinubu, steady power is my priority. First Lady disburses 50 million naira to 1,000 Kwara traders. Federal government, Lagos sign MOU with 68-kilometer rail project. Arms dealers from Niger Republic arrested. And how Wike funded Bala Mohammed's 2019 election. Okay, the major headline of yours, the front page is this is the Tompulu.
Okay.
Has wrote a letter to Mr. President. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so let me take the arms dealer story. So the Nigerian army, vowed that they would handle the notorious Bello Turji's gang, and the joint media coordinating center of the operation, Fassan Yama, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, said that while they were showcasing and they intercepted a cache of arms in Kaura Namoda local government area, they were trailing a gang, and they tracked the suspects to a particular place in the Kaura Namoda Zumi Road. The suspects were attempting to run away, but then they engaged them, and so they had to leave their car. They had swerved their car into the bush, and so they had to run and leave the car. When the car was searched, they found a cache of arms, two ex-PKT machine guns, 9 times AK-47 rifles, 9 of them, 2 PKT machines gun, 13 magazines, 171 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, and 9 rounds of PKT ammunition that they were found. They also gave account of how they're combating kidnapping as well, that the troops of the brigade, Nigerian Army Sector 3 of the Operation Well-Stroke, also arrested Boko Haram terrorists and some other group involved in kidnapping. I'm just pleased that they are winning. I'm hoping that we don't peg, because I feel that looking for only one person, as opposed to clearing the whole group of terrorists, is wrong. So whether they find Bello Turji, they don't find him, wherever they find traces of him and the likes of him, clear them.
Yeah, but it's important that they get the Bello Turji himself, because if not, you go and form another, they keep forming other groups. So.
Yeah. Don't peg the war to just him.
It's beyond him. It's the ideology. Let me take the president talking about the power being his priority. So I took the story, I think it was on Monday, when the Minister for Economy was at the summit, this same summit that took place at Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. It's a 2-day summit that was hosted by the government of Tanzania and in collaboration with the Africa Development Bank as well as the World Bank. The World Bank Group. And the agenda is Mission 300 Africa Energy Summit. And the president spoke at that event about how power is a major priority for his administration. But aside from that, 12 countries came together to sign this energy pact, a declaration. They call it it was the high point of the event. These 12 countries said that over the next 5 years, they're going to provide every citizen access to power. Nigeria, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of Congo, Liberia, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritius, Niger, Senegal, Tanzania. Now, Zambia. I love Africa coming together. It's very important. I love the unity in an agenda that will serve its citizens. We also need to be vigilant. So this is a win. We want to see the power trickle to every corner of the country in all these 12 countries.
Okay, so we have the train coming towards VI Lekki Ajah corridor very soon.
Exciting news.
Yes. So they said Lagos State government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Federal Government Ministry of Finance, that's MOFI, to begin exploratory work on the 68-kilometer Green Line rail project, which will connect Marina to the Lekki Free Trade Zone. They said this landmark the landmark project will improve connectivity, ease movement, and boost economic activities between critical areas in Lagos. And they also said that the 68-kilometer rail network will stretch from the Lekki Free Trade Zone to Marina, connecting vital areas of Lagos, including VI, Lekki, and Ajah. They also said that they have also embarked on 51 other road projects at the various stages. They are all at various stages and they are still ongoing. Presently, right now, there is this. They are fixing a road from Ajah to Shangote side,
making terrible traffic.
Terrible traffic is bad. So I'm very sure that when they start, they should make sure that one at least will have gone to a large extent. They will have done the train before they start the train, so that the place will not be too congested.
Okay, so the First Lady of our country, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, yesterday presented 50 million naira cash to 1,000 petty traders in Kwara State. Senator Tinubu announced the cash grant yesterday in the Kwara State capital during the inauguration of the National Information Technology Development Agency Community ICT Center. The center was established in collaboration with the First Lady's Pet Project, that's the Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, under its social investment program. Mr. Tinubu said, in the spirit of today's event, the RHI Economic Empowerment Scope will be presenting 50 million naira to the state and the RHI state coordinator to support another 1,000 women petty traders with the sum of 50,000 naira each to recapitalize their existing businesses. She's been doing this across different states, and this is quite interesting that she's now in Kwara State. According to her, is to provide another opportunity to access education for girls and women who dropped out of school due to early pregnancies, child marriages, and other socio-economic reasons. Congratulations to the First Lady. Moving on quickly now to the next paper, but let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
No time is game on. Meet my SureBet Game Changer, made from natural ingredients to deliver game-changing chicken aroma and taste for my whole team.
Mom, why did we not use this before?
Upgrade your chicken.
Nigerian place to work. think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show here for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Nigeria's financial ecosystem. He named several challenges that had plagued the foreign exchange market. And in the past, during the era of multiple exchange rates and unethical practices that led to $7 billion forex backlog, and assured stakeholders that the forensic verification process of these backlogs are nearing completion.
So
hopefully
like
we'll have that said.
The CBN governors mentioned them as unethical behaviors and systemic abuses, saying whether by those with privileged access or by complicit participants, talking about a certain class of people who have access
and have privileged knowledge.
We have to talk that one. If that is the problem, stem it. Well, not let this code not come and be for the general public as opposed to those who we know are, taking advantage of the system.
Okay, so I have the story of the El-Rufai story that is criticizing the government. They said the ruling All Progressive, that's APC, has knocked former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai for accusing the APC of poor leadership and encouraging opposition parties to set aside their differences and form a united front ahead of the 2027 election. He lamented that on the lack of internal democracy and active party structures within the APC. He quoted and he said, "I no longer recognize the APC. No party organ has met in 2 years. No caucus, no NEC, nothing. You don't even know if it's a one-man show or it's a zero-man show." So, but then the special advisor to the president on policy communications, that's Daniel Bwala, said that El-Rufai's remark is coming from the fact that he's not in the president's cabinet. That's why he's making such statements. And he's saying that Haba, that he's participating in the formation, and that you now want to unseat the president wherever. And then he now said, Haba Malam, Ajus Orang Allah. That means he should fear God in all these statements that he's making. So he now said that at the end of the day, he said that the former governor is entitled to his own opinion and it's okay for him to air his views. But the fact that he's telling all the other parties to come together, form alliance and come against APC is where they have issues.
Okay. There's a lot of conspiracy around the issues happening in other political parties that I worry is not good for our democracy. The former spokesperson of PDP, Kola, also supported what El-Rufai was saying. He said that what's happening in PDP is similar to what happened in Lagos. According to him, he feels like Lagos is like a one-party system, and now Nigeria is becoming a playbook of what happened in Lagos, where it's a one-party system. It's not good for our democracy. It's not whether it's APC or PDP or Labour Party or anything. We just need to be able to, Nigerians need to have options, and leaders need to know that there are other options for citizens so that they will be on their toes. So whether it is El-Rufai, if it is El-Rufai might be having personal agenda for bringing it up, but what he's saying might make sense for us to consider.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Vanguard. 5,144 Nigerians face arrest and deportation from the United States. South-South governors declare support for Tinubu's tax reform. Governor Abiodun groups oppose. Governor Abiodun, other groups oppose Shariat in Southwest. Edo governorship poll. We're challenging 765 polling units results, PDP witnesses tells Tribunal. How Wike bankrolled Bala Mohammed's governorship campaign, says Dogara. FG deports 828 illegal immigrants. Atiku will be El-Rufai attack on us is pitiful, says APC. Okay, which story are we taking in Vanguard?
So I have the South-South Governors Forum. So the South-South Governors Forum yesterday had their meeting and they threw their weight, but they had a list of items in their communique that was read out by the chairman of the South-South Governors Forum, Governor Diri. Apart from them thanking the president for supporting Senator Akpabio to become Senate President, they also commended the president for the East-West Road. They also commended the president, they also urged the federal government to urge relevant stakeholders and agencies to extend remediation of the polluted areas of the Ogoni land to other communities. So that pollution is something that the whole of that area is suffering a lot, and we need to take a clear stand on it. So they also called on the federal government to activate the railway line in Port Harcourt and connect other states. They commended the East-West Road and said this road is a major link road to the South-South. They also said they support the tax reforms bill, but then they now do like Oliver Twist. They supported it, then they asked for more. They asked that the percentages of derivation should be extended to oil and gas, because, you know, that's their area. But they're already getting derivation in the existing formula. I wonder what they're asking more for. Then they also talked about collaboration between states, emphasizing the importance of unity. They used the opportunity to call on, you know, the states, the robust network, and establish robust connection between them, security network aimed at enhancing safety and security amongst the South-South states. Speaking on, reading out the communique was the chairman, Governor Diri of Bayelsa.
Okay, so I have the deportation story. I read earlier on Punch, they said 3,690, but on Vanguard they have 5,144 Nigerians. They said about 3,690 Nigerians in the United States are faced with deportation as Trump cracked down on illegal immigrants in the country. They said there are 1,445,549 non-citizens so far, totally, and they are going to face final removal. Meanwhile, Mexico and El Salvador top the list of nations facing the most deportation with 252,044 and 203,822 respectively.
Okay.
And they said the fear of deportation has gripped many Nigerians who are illegally staying in the U.S. And the Trump declaration, he declared war against illegal immigration. And as we all know, sometime on X yesterday, I read where Colombia, I think the Colombian, Trump, you know, deported some of the Colombians back, and then, you know, he put them in his military jets with handcuffs and everything.
No, it was Brazil.
Brazil. So they retaliated by sending them back, and he now sent another you know, airplane to go and pick them all up with dignity and all. He said that his people are not criminals.
You know,
so they have been going back and forth on.
There's no Senate climb anywhere in the world.
There's another deportation that took place.
Yes. Which I was going to take now.
Oh, okay, so take it.
So the federal government disclosed yesterday it repatriated 828 foreigners to their various. So this is our own other way around. So Minister of Interior Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo was speaking. He disclosed that at the briefing, Abuja in the repatriation says that according to the major mandate of the ministry is citizenship integrity, internal security and protection of national assets, across the country. He said combating irregular immigration is a major issue. So, you know, because in the last 1 year, 137 victims of trafficking were also intercepted. So he has now repatriated, according to the reports, 800 last year alone. 828 foreigners were repatriated back in 2024 by the Nigerian Immigration Services. So we are repatriating. It's not just the people sending out people back home. Any other story?
Yeah, there's been a bit of story that there's a bit of drama that Nima was going to dramatize, but I'm going to take the story between Wike and Bala Mohammed. But somebody else put mouth inside, which is where the drama is coming in, because the speaker Dugara.
What's the story, first of all?
The story. I took that story yesterday about the fact that the governor and the head of the PDP caucus of Governors
NGF,
Forum,
yes.
NGF, is saying that Wike is being sponsored to not let PDP work together.
Yeah.
And Dugara is now replying and saying that the reason Bala Mohammed is saying that is because of the fact that Bala Mohammed supports the new governor of Rivers State, Similaye Fubara, that is because he supports Fubara that is now against Wike, and that he has forgotten that Wike supported his campaign. That when Bala Mohammed was supposed to become the governor, he didn't have the funds to run his campaign, and Wike stepped in, like, you have forgotten the person that supported you in the past, and that you used to be friends, and now politics has come in between. So it's a bit more dramatic. I'm not as dramatic as the way Nima would have told the story, but it's just politics playing out, and how some people forget yesterday when they are eating today's food. And they've told us that when you eat, don't forget. If you are eating, don't talk. If you have ate, don't talk.
Say you was
if you want to eat, don't talk.
So it's only up and down before we can arrange support for him. In fact, they gave details. But that time when you did crawling, you didn't remember.
But now that you are now standing as a governor,
you have stand finished.
You are now saying,
that's our life.
Okay, that's all we can take on front page review. All the drama people did not show because our camera was on the newspaper.
Oh, can you imagine?
All the dramatization. Anyway, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Good morning.
Good morning. Why is your sun shining like this?
Can't you see that Harmattan season is here? We need to protect our children from this dry weather.
What about the invisible germs?
Invisible germs?
During Harmattan, it's not enough to only protect your skin. You also need protection from these invisible germs. To protect our families, we use Dettol.
Harmattan season brings a lot of germs, but Dettol with Germ Defense gives protection from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol sure.
Ready for school? Yes! My champs, they use energy at school. I know, because imagine the energy they may have used up to return home this transformed every day.
Your champs need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast.
It has nutrients that support energy release to help champs get the most out of their active days. Milo!
Enjoy now. Great taste, great fun. Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
Let me ask you a question. What's holding you back? Is it the pressure of your job? The demands of your education? Or your ability to connect with the world? Is it the access to the right information? Are you lost? Is it your location? Or where you live? Or how far you are away from the opportunity? Maybe it's your language, your culture, or your traditions. Again, I ask you, what's holding you back?
On
unlimited data from Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Whoever, wherever you are, stay connected. Stay limitless. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
If you want to become something, become a child again. Why be patient? If you must worry, then worry about winning. Why worry about germs? When you come home, bring tales and stories. Why bring in germs?
Shield your families from germs. When Dettol is a part of every household bucket, then you and your family can stay protected from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
Pack your bags. Betano is giving you the chance to win an all-expenses paid trip to the UK. Play with Betano and watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham at the iconic Villa Park. Ready for an unforgettable football experience? Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Level 2, electrified fence.
Space terrifying. Let's get out of here.
Hey Nick fam! Remember, Nick on TVC is your one-stop for engaging children's shows like El Tigre, Paw Patrol, SpongeBob SquarePants, Kung Fu Panda, and lots more to keep the kids glued to their screens. Catch us on Mondays to Fridays at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on TVC.
The time has come to experience the power of faith, music, and praise. This is the Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m., tune in to catch the pulse-pounding beats and soul-stirring melodies that will elevate your faith and leave a lasting impact on your heart. The Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m. exclusively on Max FM, where we count down the best 20 urban gospel hits from around the world. Get your praise on.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so today's hot topic is about a tragic incident that happened in Owerri, Imo State. It has left many in shock after a nursing mother who is currently facing public outrage after allegedly causing the death of her underage maid. The viral video shows the woman who is carrying the baby in the hospital surrounded by an angry crowd who are accusing her of the maid's death. Now, reports suggest that the tragic incident followed punishment for watching television with the woman's children. Obviously, we don't know the full story, but the reason why this topic was important for the ladies to talk about was because we've seen stuff like this happen in different ways, where people who have underage maids, we have family and friends who have underage maids, and that's supposed to be illegal, who maltreat people who live with them, who are not respectful to those who are their workers, and now to the point where they become violent, and in this case led to the death of a child. Now, as I said, we don't have the full story, but we'll be looking at it from the angle of how do we manage those who work with us? How do we ensure that we don't employ underage workers in our houses and our homes? And how do we treat them with equity at home? You know, we've discussed in the where when people say we have some place they can use, we have cups you can use, you can't sit on the chair. These are things that happen, and we need to have a conversation around it. You can call us on 081 0764 6779 090 241 63440. You can also send us messages on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your messages. Just last weekend, my kids, the person who comes to do her hair comes every 2 weeks, So she brings different people to come to assist her, and usually they come, they stay on the dining table, and sometimes when she comes with her daughter, I always tell her daughter to sit down with the kids because they're all watching television. It's weekend. Sit down, relax. You're like they're their age, and when they give them snacks, I tell them to give her snacks just to feel among. So one of the people she brought last weekend is not her daughter, it was another lady. So I went upstairs to do something. By the time I came down, this girl she sat on my chair. She didn't put her leg on the chair. She put her feet on. Like, when you put your leg and rest your leg, it's different from when you now put your 2 feet on you now sat down and say, Auntie, I don't even know you. I don't even know your name. You just came to us and put your name. You don't put your feet in people's houses. But she immediately stood up and took and sit on the dining table. I said, no, I didn't ask you not to leave the living room. You can stay there. But it was part of how we treat people who don't live with us, or who are our helps, or who we feel that they are maids, or they don't. So it's how you treat them, because they are used to being pushed out or pushed to the side. That's why she immediately went to go and say, let me just sit this in my corner. But I had to make a conscious effort to let her know it's okay to sit on the couch. Just don't put your feet on the couch. So how do we manage this situation? This one has led to death. I'm sure she didn't plan to kill the person.
Of course, but what you were addressing was a bad habit.
It was a bad habit, but she didn't know. No, but she probably did not know. Nobody ever told her.
So, when we address a bad habit, but you must address a bad habit. You can't say because this is trending or things are happening, you will not now address a bad habit. You watch your things spoil if they were working for you.
Yeah.
So that's a different matter. But I don't want to put the word discriminate and segregate a person. Within your home, in front of your kids, it shows you yourself you're a bad example. You yourself, you're a bad example. And I will not lie here. I must admit you must find balance. I have learned that recently. Just last year, I learned that with the help, you must find balance.
Boundaries.
You must not, because I forced my daughter. I said, no, my help's daughter was around. I said, because it's sooner we eat together. And she said, Mom, I don't want to eat with that girl. I said, my usual dramatic, is it me that born you? Are you sure? Are you kidding? But later on, I learned why. And it pained me that I forced her on that particular day to do that. So when they are warm, the length you're warm from you is different. It's always important to find a balance, but you can't segregate a person. In fact, it's wrong for a person to live with you, and the spoon is an issue. Some people take it as far as relative. I had a relative who stayed with me in 2023, and I would serve her with the same dish and everything. She would tell me, Auntie, please put my food inside takeaway. Reason is because as I have a duty to feed her, she had a duty to help me clean up. And she didn't want that duty. So do your own as much as you want, but you can't segregate a person. You can't
watch television.
You can't watch telly. As in, I can't understand. My staff does not help me to recharge my cable, but she recharges her GoTV every time. I ever be debits. She does it as soon as it's, because she can't imagine why she'll sit there without it working. So certain things that you must allow, and your kids are better learning from what you do than what you say.
Exactly.
So you have beat somebody now, the child have died. Your child has a trauma of that, witnessing it, no matter the age and size. They most likely will repeat it in a few years. Why are we not thinking complex?
So for me, I feel that this issue is a major issue. It's a big problem, and it underscores some other trauma that has happened to us as a people. The trauma of oppression, that oppressive big man, poor man, rich man, poor man, affluence and power, and the people who have none, and how people who have power suppress and oppress people who don't have power. We see it everywhere. The gatesman, I'm at the gates. Anybody, you have an office gate, somebody that has car can drive through without ID. The people that don't have car are oppressed. They need to show ID. We have created a culture that oppresses the have-nots, where the haves have advantage above the have-nots. So you have a maid. I have seen people say their house girl cannot sit down in the living room on the chair. There's no chair for the house girl. A maid sits on the floor, Murayo, to eat on the floor. And your children sit on the dining table. The maid use plastic plates. As in, like, we are, like, it's segregation of, you cannot use the same spoon. It is terrible, and it has happened for a very long time. That was how the Onyibos treated us. They created classism. They put some people and say, you are educated, you will be the boss, you would be the servants. And we are now doing it to ourselves. And some of us are deriving pleasure and power and feeling important over oppressing somebody else. That is what just played out. It became more aggressive. Maybe she's in a mood or something terrible happened and her hand was stronger than it would have been. I'm sure she has been slapping and beating that girl in other areas that it did not lead to death. And today, it got worse. That hit became a fatal one. But this little girl, one underaged, was watching television. The first thing is, in Lagos, you are not meant to have an underaged maid. You can be reported and prosecuted. I don't know if we have domesticated that law across the entire country. It should be. Where anybody can report that this person has a maid that is under 18, and we report you, you are prosecuted for it. That should be on one side. The second side was the fact that even if you do something wrong and you commit a crime, how do we treat the criminal? How do we treat, should we now beat the person to the point of person will die? There are many things wrong that we need to address as a country. We cannot just pick this woman and now say, this woman go and die. But other places that they are beating the owner of a salon that is beating the cleaner with adults. We are no. There are many things that we need to uncover.
So I'll come to you, Ramatu. It's easy for us to point at this woman, but just like you said, everybody does. We do it in different ways. Different ways, and we must really see it as what it is, an oppression. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So on the part of the cutlery set and all of that, I've seen it play a lot in a lot of homes. And this is what I always try to change people's mindset when it comes to that. You go to hotels, you go to restaurants to eat. It's a general spoon. Do you understand? It's general spoon that they use there. So you now saying that your housemaid in the house, you bring out her own spoon, you bring out her own plate, but yet you go to public restaurants and you use those public plates, and you know the people who have used those ones. In fact, it's even worse. At least this one, you even know that this one is in the house. Those ones, you don't even know who must have come to use the plates and the spoons. So that's one. Number two, we need to manage our expectations of these people. These people are coming from a place where some of them, sometimes they know love. They are not coming from a place where they are being shown love and all of that. And most of these underage people that a lot of people bring, they bring them in a way that maybe they want to help them out from where they are coming from. Because, of course, where they are coming from is from a very poor background. So when you come, you have to be very patient with them. All these, they don't need to sit down in your place and all of sit down in your sitting room. They don't have to. I've seen a lot of maids who sleep in the kitchen. They will tell the madam will say, sleep in the kitchen. Once I see a need that I have to use my hand on you, it's time for you to go. There's no need for you to still be in that space. And the thing is that most of us think that they should behave the way we feel. You are already in an exposed this thing. These people are not exposed. I know of a maid that, a lady that brought a maid, and she was expecting the maid to know how to take care of her baby, change diaper at the right time, and all of that. How to change diaper. She has never given birth before. So why are you giving her all those responsibility?
Without training
her, without showing her the way and everything.
It's quite painful because many of us have experienced this, when people when you're looking for helps and they bring somebody underage and they're telling you, and it's normal. You don't even question, you don't ask them, how old are you? Peace, thank God now she's married. She got married last year in January. I still spoke to her, and she left. She stayed with me for 5 years, and she went on to her husband's house. When she came in, she was scared of sitting down. She was shocked of the bed she was sleeping. She came with her mat. I'm thinking, what do you want to do with this? There's a bed. So sometimes the mental is where they are coming from, and we as a people must feel that, must have that responsibility towards helping them to understand how to have dignity in who they are. Because Peace was, when she was eventually refined, because now she's married now, she's excited, she's finding her own family. But I remember when she was very green in Lagos then. So she had no clue, and because her background, where she's coming from, she had been made to feel as if she was not a full
human being. She was dehumanized.
She was dehumanized. So we as a people also, those of us who are getting this message, must have that consciousness that our job is to impact these people's lives in positive. So going back to our story, what could have led to the death of this person? I don't know. But obviously it stems from anger. It stems from a deep-rooted hurt, oppressive nature that we have, that you cannot watch television with my children. And that's what I would like us to address, because there are lots of people in those shoes.
Let's assume, since we're trying to find a balance, that she may have beaten the girl for whatever reason, or maybe sensationalized that, woman kills maid for watching TV. Yes. Let's assume that was sensational. The reaction of the woman at the time of the arrest did not show remorse. It did not even show maturity, not just remorse. Sometimes things happen, and even though you're justified, you are looking as if you're helpless because of the circumstances of what has happened. I got a new car recently, that, and I was driving it within 2 weeks of the purchase of the car. And this bike man flies out of nowhere, right into the car, creates a dent, clear to see, scraping up the paint. And I was like, are you blind? I was...
And he wasn't even remorseful.
At that point, he was. But I live in an area where we are oppressed by the bikes. So when he was hit, the person behind him was like, what did you people just pull there? And he fell down, and so he was like, please move back. I climbed on the bike. That was the essence of the force, because I had cleared it. I didn't see him. He came from behind another car into me. And so I was like, go back. I went back. He got up. When he got up, I said, when you are not drunk. I was still pained like that. We're still talking. Then somebody comes from outside and said, tell her, sorry, I go kill her, not be human being. I knew what I could have done to that person. I knew the extent of what I would have. But we are still talking of you wound. I wanted to bring down everything.
You now got angry.
I couldn't get angry. As angry as I was, my anger is what I was controlling, because we're talking I kept looking, you too, why are you people always like this? I was helpless. So they started ganging up. They were going to mount, but it's my area. Thank God, me too, I had the people I toilet for. People started to come out from, Madam, and so they had to disperse. And my staff came, he was close to my place, and they all, we were able to manage it. The bike man just said they wanted to go, because he knew he had dented my car. But we're talking of human being. I wanted to be angry. It's a new car. How do I go and explain to the owner that we have already dented it? There was no explanation. But that's just the point I'm trying to make. How do you control the anger when you're with somebody who you feel that you have some kind of leverage over? When I'm talking of just a bike and a car. You're talking of a life. The girl was lifeless on the bed. The camera was between her and that lifelessness. Even if there's any justification, quiet. Yes. wait till you are asked to be listened to. That person probably is provoked by seeing a dead body, and they are provoking you. You are not, with your baby in your hand, you just be waiting until, you know, you might be even the day you are in court, and you finally say, this is exactly what happened, and I have maybe a camera in my house or something to show, but not at the point when the girl is lifeless. This person lacks maturity, and it was showing. So sometimes the anger will swell in you. You did. So imagine if she can be doing that at a lifeless body, what she will be doing with a living body. How that girl must have been treated. And as Ramatu said, it lacks intelligence if you think that it is in the separation of golden spoon and silver spoon that you have class inside your house. Now, sense you lack.
I've seen I've gone to a restaurant and then we've seen a video that went viral. I've seen it personally where they go with a maid and the maid sits down in another place and all of that.
Now,
so
stupidity.
We've seen those things happen. People are very oppressive, and it's a show off. I'm a big person. The more I'm able to oppress others. But you asked a very cogent question. How do you deal with anger, especially when you're dealing with someone that's seemingly lower than you? Because there should be nobody lower than you. That's the problem is we have people we feel are lower than us. Every human being is a human being. Even a child is a human being. That's why they say, don't vent on your child. The child broke the plate. Bovi went viral when he said, my child has broken TVs. And I said, well, I can afford to replace it. That's affected my reaction. But some people, a child broke TV, they will break the child's head. They will break the child's leg. I have seen someone that said, you break a glass cup, I will mark you with the glass cup. And the boy broke the glass cup, and the woman took the glass and scarred the boy for life for breaking a glass cup. I'm saying that we have a problem as a country that we need to deal with. People are angry, and Nigerians are very, very angry. The speed with which things escalate in this country is not normal. We need to realize that many people are working with a level of something in their head that is a broken fuse. A broken fuse. That environment has broken that fuse in their head. Any little thing. As in, I'm like, what's going on? This is not that big a deal. People, we have that problem, and we need to address that anger problem. That is why a scratch in a car can become a fisticuff. That is why somebody overtaking you on the road can make you block the person, get down and slap the person. Little things escalate so fast because we don't, as a country, understand how to manage our emotions and manage anger. But back to your question, when you said, how do we deal with when you're angry with someone, is that you must superimpose that person with someone you care about. Husbands slap wives that are seemingly proud, and they say, but you cannot slap your female boss in the office, even if your female boss is rude to you. Why? Because you have respected that person. So even if the person is your maid, respect that this person is a human being. They have a heartbeat that you cannot create. This woman that beats this person to death now cannot create a human being. You can't bring that human being back to life. So every time you see that human being, you look at this as this is a human being. Anything I do can lead to this person's death, and I will not do anything.
And it's also how
I will control myself.
How we raise our children, because we keep passing on this bad behavior.
Hurting people, hurting us.
Yeah, over the weekend, my driver was around, and I was looking for my son. I didn't find it because whenever my driver calls my son responds, "Sir." He answers him, "Sir," and I didn't teach him that. He himself, he learned it from how we respect, how we respect the people that work with us. So my driver was teaching my son how to wash the cars. My son was there washing what was there, and he was teaching, he was scrubbing. And I liked it because he kept saying, "Sir, should I pour water here? Sir, should I?" And I'm thinking to myself, who taught this boy? He himself. Yeah. So we have to model it. It's what we model that our children will pick up. I realize that we respect those who work with us. They would also show that respect, because we will keep regurgitating the same thing if we don't fix this problem. It happened also many times where there was a conversation. Somehow I can't remember how it happened. I remember that was time one of my kids was saying that was talking to my help somehow, and I remember my child said, "You don't pay her salary. She works for me, not you. I instruct her, not you. So don't. If you need anything, you come to me. I will now tell her to do something for you, but don't tell her to do something for you. No, she's not your employee. I pay her salary. So if your laundry is dirty and you say, "Mommy, you need help," you come to me and I'll say, please, help me sort their laundry out. You don't tell her to wash your laundry. You don't have that right. So it's all about us modeling that behavior to our children, because I see a lot of kids also picking up on this anger. I've gone to a party where children are speaking to their nannies rudely.
And then, because when the mom is angry.
Okay, so the truth is that, so I'm trying to see from her own point of view. I'm sure she has it, maybe there's this particular time when the girl is supposed to watch TV. But maybe she was supposed to be doing something, and then she went to go and watch TV
at the wrong
with
time.
the kids at the wrong time. And I'm thinking that she didn't want to hit the girl to the point of her dying. But just like they say, you don't even know, you don't know who is a working corpse. Just one small thing, and then the person just goes. So I think she's still in shock. That's why she has not even responded to all of those things. That's number one.
She should be quiet.
And then number two, this maid thing, sometimes it could be transfer of aggression. Sometimes your husband will be annoying you, just that you now transfer that aggression to the maid and all of that. And then, sometimes these kids, the way you raise your kid, I don't even know how you bring somebody into your home and then you are not you are treating the person badly. That person can poison you.
As in,
you are the person. So most of you made you sit down, you say, go and bring water for me, go and bring this, go and bring that.
I don't understand.
If you maltreat them, they can put one or two things inside you and then bring it to you. So you have to be careful the way you treat them. It's very, very important.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll open our phone lines to get calls from people. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ready for school? Yes! My champs, they use energy at school. I know, because imagine the energy they may have used up to return home this transform every day.
Your champs need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast.
It has new.
That woman.
Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
And don't been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show.
I can go.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to suspense?
That woman. Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
To share your thoughts, 018-764-1679, 090-241-63440. Also send us messages on YouTube and also on X. I have a message here from Mati Taiwo. She says that, hey Mariah, interesting topic. However, you should also put some boundaries in place, as even the ones who are exposed amongst them begin to have an entitled mentality. Just because you give them a room, they're forgotten that you are their boss. And as much as you've given them space to be free and relate like they're part of your blood, they abuse it. Trust me, Mariah, I have experienced this. So there are some people like that. Now, not all of them are not exposed, as Ramatu said. Some have been there in Lagos, or they've been living in the city, Abuja, Port Harcourt.
Mates in several houses.
So they have the exposure. So they are already out there. So they are Oju, what they call it? They are Enutilabi Oju. So they really they are not as humble as we think they are, and they have expectations. There was one that came. We got for grandma, that she came. She now realized that. She now feels like when she's coming to grandma's house, she feels grandma, there are no pecs. Yes, grandma is not going to give any video. She just said she doesn't want that. She wants somebody like a young couple, with family. She was specifying what she wanted.
That came to my house when I was living in 3-bedroom flat. He said she cannot work in a place that is a 3-bedroom flat. Your mom that got it was your mom that helped you to get the person that she wants to work in a duplex. I'm telling you. She said it. She said I don't want to work in a 3-bedroom flat.
So there's more room, there's more space, and she wants the luxury. I recently, last weekend, I interviewed my lucky sir, what they call them. She gave me somebody, and she just came, and she just sat down like this. She just looked me in the eye. So I have to share him. No further on. As I am now, I'm looking for where they would take. I said, did you interview last year? I just want to tell you that I have 2 children. I will put them, where I will keep them. I cannot be suffering with them. I was like, Auntie, it's made me, help me. I'm looking for. I'll be cleaning this 2-bedroom house I'm living. Just to clean. You don't have business with the compound. There's somebody separate for the compound. These are already handled. I just want someone that can make a personal help to clean the house, or that I can connect with. As I'm talking about, she's telling me, but the problem is that, they will eat well. I was like, thank God I don't take living mates. I told you I live in a 2-bedroom. You see, BQ for you. I don't have where you will stay. But, I said, Auntie, please, I will get back to you.
When I interviewed, the minute she came, she said she doesn't want to work where there are kids. So I said, should I send my children away so that you work? Which one is this one that you don't want to work where there are kids? Then another one came and she said that we said, okay, you'll be wearing uniform. Because, of course, the way she dressed, if you see her dressing. And I was not like, you can't be dressing like this and be working. So what do? We'll get uniform. She said, no, she cannot wear uniform. She cannot wear uniform.
I like them when they are direct.
And that she cannot wear uniform, and that's it. And most of the time, most of these girls that we get, like the one there was one I got recently, we put her in school and everything. After 4 years, she went to school, everything, and then she said she was going home to go and see her parents, and then she would come back. She went back home, and before we could say anything, story to come back, story to come back. After a while, we just realized that she got pregnant. So at the end of the day, when they meet up with all those people, you know, majority, the way they think, the way they see things is always different. So by the time you help them and they go, everything will be, in Yoruba people call it sonu. Everything will just go.
So that you're saying
Yoruba. That means everything that you must have.
So what you're talking about how to handle expectations of these people. So if a person is not meet, I have learned recently not to dream anybody's dream again. If you want to better your life, do it by yourself. It didn't concern me. If I see your effort, I might chip in help, but I won't tell you you have to better your life. You have to do better. You cannot remain, because I believe that there's no low class. In my house, my former help served me food, and so I didn't have to tell her what to eat. You cannot be serving me food without telling I didn't grow up like that. So you eat whatever you cook for, you eat. And it didn't work. It still did not earn anything. I dreamt for her. She did not become what I want her to be. She was okay where she is. And I always have learned it. Leave people where they are, except where they want to change it. So for this woman, there's no business. The girl is even underage. There's no business that you brought a girl into your house and you have condemned her to a low class for life, to the extent television is now a privilege. Television.
Let me take Bola. Has been holding for a while. Good morning, Bola. Thanks for calling. You're live. Good morning, Bola.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes. I feel in my 1 minute on this earth, I feel like different reasons why people treat other people terribly is one. Many people are jasolas. Oju rolari, someone or lari yono. People who never expected they will make it and then go crazy. That is one. I've seen a rishi of those people. Number two, people's innate character. And that means that those people, whether they are poor or rich, they're terrible. I had a maid who I give my gate men food at least once a week, just feed all of them. And I had a maid who would refuse to feed them whenever they offended her. I had a maid who would not give the driver, if I sent her, let's say, give Kamoro this thing, I'm off. She wouldn't do it. And it took a while for me to find out. And I'm just wondering, you that they brought from so and so place, you came from suffering. You two are suffering people. That is two. Then there's the third category of people who actually believe in a strata system where once I'm above you, I own your life. Those are people. Then number four, and I feel like even all of us, and I've heard some of your comments too on the table, we're all guilty of it. When you start analyzing a maid and saying, hey, there are some of them, when they come, the way they can come, when they come, some of your children's attitudes and characters are worse than the maid.
Of course.
And those your children will also grow up and go out with those characters, and somebody will deal with them. A maid is a human being. We are all made differently. Some of them come arrogant, but then some of us are arrogant. Some of them come mannerless. Some of our children are mannerless.
Yes. Yeah.
Whatever you find in a maid, let me quickly give this last short story, please. We had a megad, we call him Baba Gadna, and he used to have clients at our gates to pray for them and do things for them in front of our house. One day we were driving in from church, and I was telling my dad, say Baba Gadna now, why are you alive? Look at people in front of our house. And my dad turned to me and said, Oma, alone you riwala. That thing affects me till today. If I bring my children to your studio, you will start from the gate, greeting gate man. If they find a cleaner in your studio, not just greet, they will bend. The girl will bend her knees, the boy will bend his waist to greet. Because my own father taught me that we are only as good as this king when we are alive. When we are all dead, we are all subject to the same thing.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was amazing. I wanted to, and she sort of touched on what I wanted to say, because, you know, the caller before Madam Bola called was talking about the fact that you have to maintain boundaries, that some of these maids get entitlement mentality. It was a comment, yes. Get entitlement mentality. But the truth is, our children also get entitlement mentality. Our children start believing and feeling entitled to things you've given them opportunity to have. And they also don't have boundaries, and you had to train your child. You tolerated your child's mistake, but we are unwilling to tolerate the maids or people, other people's mistakes. So in this space of talking about entitlement, even staff in office get entitled. Okay, we've said we'll do bonus. Then the next month we're like, when is the bonus coming? I said, the company declared profit and gave you bonus. I did not say bonus is now your entitlement every month. No, don't have that mindset. That's entitlement. So when entitlement sets in, you create boundaries. You explain the boundary and not punish or beat the person, because the person is a human being. They have ears, they can hear. And if you find out that they are not listening to you, you fire the person. But we don't fire our children. We tolerate and manage and keep on working on them because we are responsible for them.
So we talk on both sides. Let me take this call. Ayeni has been holding for a minute. Good morning, Ayeni. You're live. Hello, Ayeni. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Please, this is Ayeni Kendi Ekosman, calling from Shagam.
Yes, welcome to the show.
So my contribution is that I could remember in 1980s when I was staying with my uncle in Ekiti. So there was a time they have 3 children. So they now called when they bought something for them, like clothes. It was around the Easter period. As I was staying with them, we go to farm, do many things. So at the end of the day, they now bought them clothes. So when they put the clothes for them, so I was at the sitting room, we are together. Thank God that we are family. I don't know. If it is this time around, I would have maybe did something that all these small children are doing. As in by drinking sniper, before you know, when they maltreating them, you see some small children. Before you know, they've decided to take up their life. But I must tell you that what happened was that when they did that one for them, they now called me that they said it in Yoruba that I was now thinking that I will go to farm, do all these things. At the end of the day, I was not given anything. Then you are now calling me to appreciate for what you bought for your children. So that is what I want to tell you, that the way is, it is vice versa, you understand. Then, thank God that we were brought up in a village. So I hope that one day I will make it in life. And to the glory of God today, if I should try, anytime I travel to Ekiti, and that my uncle, thank God that he's still alive, he will say, Kenny, I heard that you have come. Please, I will come to your house to come and meet you. And I have a property in that place as well. And up to date, during December period, they will call me that, please, when you are around, okay, so it is better to endure. When you are in a particular situation, God will see you through if you are doing good. Today I'm in Lagos and I'm doing fine as well. So I pray that all those people, both the parents that have mates, though I'm not mates, I was living with my uncle as a family.
All right. Thank you very much.
It happens with families. My dad's story was very touching.
Yeah.
So my dad said, sorry, Aramatu. When he came to Lagos, he came to his uncle's house, his paternal uncle, his father's own brother, and he wanted to go to school. And so Unilag was the university of choice then, and he wrote, and the uncle said, they don't used to take Edo indigenes in that school. But fast forward, his children finished from the school. And so my father used to say something, he would say, all of you have to work hard to be successful. Because Ohuli, Lakegbere, which is when you're successful, you have plenty relatives and family members. And he played out in his story, but this man's story is so touching.
So touching.
When the Prophet said something, that if you have 4 children or 4 dependents, you don't give to one in the midst of the other. I apply it even to eating. When I'm hungry and I feel like eating, I ask the people in the house, have you all eaten? So that it's not that when I put my head of catfish, everybody will be hungry. You make sure that everybody has gone around, or you share what you have. You don't do that. So those kind of things breed some emotions. Resentment, trauma. You must deal with it. You must be discerning enough to apply it in front of your kids. If I don't want to see my in-laws, my mother-in-law who lives with me, I will ask my kids, I'm not in the mood to see Mama today. Maybe we had an issue. Have you seen your grandmother? So they will be with her and she'll be consoled, even knowing that we had our differences. You must apply that discernment no matter how. Not to talk of when you have a help. If your relative is with you and you cannot afford a clothes, maybe a time of Salah or something for everybody, you must let that relative understand what is happening. I cannot afford for all of you, but what I know is that what you cannot afford is the best quality. You can afford, you can spread your resources to another lesser quality, and it will be understood. Oh, all of you cannot get agbada, is buba and shokoto, everybody. I cannot get you damask, you can get London wask, Ankara, but they are wearing new clothes, and it will be balanced out. We should start to apply this discernment. And if it's not appreciated, you can balance.
Engineer Tijani has sent me a long episode, but let me try to see if I can summarize it. But he was saying that we have created a caste system in our society, and it's a responsibility, and that is the ones responsible for the perception about other people. However, let me skip down to it says, for hygiene reasons, some people may prefer separate things, but it has to be done in a manner that everyone will understand why it is so, and not out of boss-slave relationship. We must respect the job others have chosen to do, and this is where dignity of labor comes in. We must treat other workers any worker in any chosen job as a professionals, and such jobs, and this will guide our interactions with them. The only difference between our employer and employee is the privilege, and life is transient. I totally agree with that. You know, I mean, just to put on both sides. I remember when my mom died, I got some really, really lovely plates from her house, and they seem to be like gold plated, really lovely. And in my house, all of us use the same, like everybody. There's no difference. When I entered there, I said, "This one, no. Oh God, this should just me, myself, and I." And then a few weeks later, I saw everybody using it. Of course, I was livid. I was like,
because you gave an instruction.
I gave an instruction, but today, as I'm saying, everybody I mean, there's no more. I cherished it when I just
it was personal.
It was personal. But now, I mean, but at that moment, if somebody would have recorded me saying that,
but some maids are on a mission. There are some maids that are on a mission. Like what you said earlier, that you were saying something like that we can tolerate our children, but we should be able to tolerate the maids.
Unfortunately,
you see, the thing is,
unfortunately, we have to wrap up. I sincerely apologize. I was trying to wrap up when I got into that, but that's all we can take on this segment. We'll come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Ready for school?
Let's get talking.
And don't been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go.
I can.
Yeah, that's all we can take.
I choose to
take. Close the show. Give for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials. I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is it?
That woman.
Bam, bam.
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
And don't been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun. Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you seize your day one step at a time. On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back-to-back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment, only on Max Hits.
Area, waiting the apple, waiting the shop. You need to award-winning waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a Max Drive.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Shee. Let's go!
102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
to staying with us. So we read, Ramatu took the story in the papers. 3,690 of our family members who are amongst the 1.4 million immigrants listed for deportation from the United States of America, also with about 2 million Nigerians currently living with HIV, making the country one of the highest HIV burden globally. The U.S. State Department has stopped the disbursement of funds from the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. And that's PEPFAR, is a program HIV treatment in Africa and developing countries for at least 90 days. The action is as a result of President Trump's executive order on foreign aid, which is signed on his first day in office. Joining us virtually to discuss some of the 9-day-old effects of Trump's second-term presidency on Nigeria is Dr. Tunde Akoni. He's the Associate Professor of Journalism, Lagos State University, LASU. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to be here.
So we're quite disturbed because we took the story in the papers today that since Trump's presidency is 9 days old, he has given some executive orders, and especially on immigration. And almost 4,000 of our citizens might be returned home based on the list that was recently put out by the government. We have also seen videos recently of ICE making the rounds on immigration, looking for people who are not documented and trying to evict them from the country. Could you give us an inkling on your thoughts on how this would affect Nigerians generally across America?
Well, thank you. Just this morning, a colleague in journalism, Uzo Maxim Uzoatu, who you probably know so well,
yes,
too, remarked online that there's a madman on the American roof. You know, and that suggests to us that the guy who just took charge of the leadership in that country is on some kind of rampage.
Yeah.
You can't call this governance in the proper sense of it. All over the world, you find immigrants. You find people whose documentation may not be fully completed. It's not impossible that some of us, including yourself and myself at some point, are, find ourselves in some countries of the world without due documentation at some point. Trump has started a war whose hand no one might be able to predict its end. Who says all the Americans in Nigeria are all properly documented? And you can't say that it's not all of those who are not properly documented that are engaged in worthwhile enterprises. Already, farmers in America are beginning to complain loudly that the field hands aren't available again. So the harvests will be rotting away. But let's come back to our own concern. What's our take on all of this? Number one is that we need to reiterate to our own government the fact that there is no alternative to good governance. But for irresponsible governance who want to abandon his supposed comfort zone and live for uncertainty in some unknown lands. What should be what exactly are the attractions in the US? We need to think about the discomfort inflicted on our people by the weather, for instance. We have been there a few times, and it's not all of those times that we enjoy the weather. Quite a number of Nigerians who are holding comfortable jobs and properly documented don't seem to have to actually feel that that is where they belong. But now that the new sheriff in town has decided to do what it has started doing, the best bet for us is just to prepare a safe landing for our folks.
Okay, Professor.
But this cannot be
Professor,
done in a hurry.
let me come in this angle. Let's make this a bit political. I'm trying to draw a correlation between Trump and probably a Peter Obi presidency, because the people would have loved for a Peter Obi to come in, as based on what he wanted to do was arrest all the corrupt politicians, throw them in jail, let all of those people who have stolen Nigeria dry, rally them up, close all the loopholes, let them frustrate all their corruption, which is what is similar to what Trump is doing. It's not about governance. It's not about taxes. It's not about how to reduce the numbers of homeless people on the streets. It's focusing on getting rid of the immigrants, making America great again. How do we get rid of the Chinese? How do we ensure that our factories are... So he's focusing more on the emotions of the Americans. Do you think this really is what governance and politics going forward should be about? The emotions, not so much about how do you fix the economy? How do you... because when President Tinubu started with these subsidies gone, he had a lot of economic effects on the people, and people did not understand what he was trying to do. Like, listen, we don't care what we understand. We want to fix the economy, but we need food on the table. So there's a rigor to building a country back that many people don't even want to focus on anymore. In America, they don't really want to care about all the heavy lifting. It's the emotions of we need our country back. We need white America. We need the conservatives back. We need the community, the original Americans, to feel that this is our home again. It's those emotions that many people are supporting, because even regular citizens are going out harassing. I got some videos online harassing immigrants that they know of. Teachers are scared to go to school because they are seeing that some students cannot. They are arresting some of the students in their schools. So I'm talking about the emotions. Do you think, as a professor of journalism, in your thoughts, that as we are progressing, as the world is progressing, politics is no longer about governance or the heavy lifting. It's more about the softer issues, the emotional issues of getting people what they want, not about what they need?
Unfortunately, your voice keeps breaking. I couldn't make much of your question. Can you do a summary of your question? Your voice kept on.
Okay, I'll rephrase that. Let me let somebody else ask another question, so I'll come back to my question. Go ahead, Tokwe.
Okay, so, sir, I wanted to ask you about the, based on what Mariah was saying, the fact that Trump is delivering on his promise. Let's just even start from that. He campaigned on something, and as a politician, is delivering on the promise. As a country, do you think that the outrage Nigerians are having, or even the sentiment you just expressed as that, like you express sentiment like, oh, this is not right, because they have undocumented citizens in Nigeria as well. Do you think it is valid for anybody to feel outraged about how a country, a sovereign nation, decides to do or implement a policy that works for them?
It's a pity your voice was breaking.
Okay, let's go on a very short break.
Clearly.
When we come back, we'll fix the voice issue. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Choose Golden Penny Semovita. You eat with kings. Golden Penny Semovita remains my soup's first choice because it is made from premium wheat and fortified with vitamins and minerals to provide a wholesome bowl food that is easy to mold, smooth to
ready for school? Yes! My champs, they use energy at school. I know because imagine the energy they may have used up to return home this transform every day.
Your champs need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast.
It has nutrients that support energy release to help champs get the most out of their active days. Milo!
Mealtime is game on. Meet my Sure Bet Game Changer, made from natural ingredients to deliver game-changing chicken aroma and taste for my whole team.
Mom, why did we not use this before?
Upgrade your chicken game with game-changing chicken flavor from Maggi Chicken.
Good morning.
Good morning. Why is your sun shining like this?
Can't you see that Hamatan season is here? We need to protect our children from this dry weather.
What about the invisible germs?
Invisible germs?
During Hamatan, it's not enough to only protect your skin. You also need protection from these invisible germs. To protect our families, we use Dettol.
Harmattan season brings a lot of germs, but Dettol with germ defense gives protection from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol sure.
Mama Tony, this is why you not go with card. Sure, you go pay with transfer.
Don't say go receive a lot sharp. I don't go feel wait. That was fast.
With a free Quick Teller business account, you fit create online store for your business, collect payment in multiple ways, and get POS for your physical store. Set your business up for success with Quick Teller Business. To get started, sign up on business.quickteller.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have Dr. Dr. Akoni. Sir, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So we'll try to get a few questions for you, but unfortunately, it's not getting through. But hopefully, you can hear me now. Nima, let's. I was going to start another angle.
What we notice now is that this group called ICE, whose business is it to pluck immigrants as if they're plucking rotten fruits from anywhere they find them, in any form, are carrying out the directive of the president across the country. I am thinking, in comparison to our police, is there any saner climb really? Because this directive has given them absolute powers, abusive powers, and see how it's been displayed.
Let me before you answer that question, Prof, let me just say this very quickly. Well, the TVC news, we're going to be going off very shortly. The 5th edition of the Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum will be holding in Borno State, Maiduguri, and we'll be connecting to to the live transmission going on right now. So those of you on TVC News, you can watch us either on GOTV, StarTimes, or online on YouTube. We'll be happy to have you on the show. Yes, sir, Prof. Please continue to answer Nima's question. Are there any senior clients?
Well, it's rather sad that Trump has given the executive order, which is now being acted out by his by the operatives in charge of arresting so-called illegal immigrants. Like I said the other time, what this reminds us readily of is the indispensability of good governance. Back home here in Nigeria, we need to think about, getting our acts right, and not just Nigeria, all of the countries of Africa. At some point, AU members resolved that African countries should ensure that there won't be any need for visas for citizens of African countries to enter some other countries. So if the governments in each of these countries are doing their best, and there are enough opportunities, or at least reasonable quantum of opportunities for citizens, the need to migrate to America would diminish drastically. True. And so this tension that is now overwhelming us would not have arisen. Trump's action is most condemnable, and the whole world should rise against it, as a matter of fact, and not just condemn it, not just rise against it by issuing statements. It's probably high time that other countries of the world activated counter regulations too, to ensure that American citizens in all of the other countries who are not properly documented get deported back to the United States. Maybe if they feel the heat too, and they're already feeling the heat because the farm hands are not there to help them with harvest on the farms. So that's one impact. Now, if their citizens in other countries of the world are also deported back, when they begin to feel the heat from different directions, perhaps they will realize the need, Trump will realize the need to be sensible in the way it relates with the rest of us in other parts of the world. America is not, there's nothing paradisal about the US. So why should anyone be desperate wanting to stay on forever in that country?
Okay, let me get one last final question for you. Go ahead, Ramatu.
Okay, so I wanted to ask that if we are not bothered about Trump's policies, what are the things that we are going to do to help those people that they are going to deport? Because eventually he's going to, if he deports them, what are we going to, we as a government, we as Nigerians, what are we going to do for those people who have been deported? What do you think are the solutions?
Okay. Well, from time to time, government must prepare to give whatever support that it can muster to our citizens. Don't forget that some time ago, when the Russian-Ukraine the Russian-Ukraine war got to its peak, quite a number of our students in that country were brought back home. JAMB rose to, the challenge, Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board rose up to the challenge and helped to receive these students, and it didn't stop there. It also helped to share them out to different universities. The signal we got from this, which should apply readily now, is that all of our agencies, all of our ministries and relevant departments should not just sit back and think that all of these budgets that they make every year are for nothing. The Diaspora Commission should rise up and come up to formulate relevant policies to provide for those coming from abroad? Have they ever thought of a situation like this arising? If they have not, then this is the time to sit down and see how they can come up with some policies to make their return a little, you know, a little comforting.
Right. Thank you very much, Professor. I would like to leave it at that right now, Dr. Tunde Akani. Thank you very much for sharing your insights on this matter. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'll leave it at that this morning.
Thank you. Yeah.
Coming back to the ladies. So, I mean, you've heard Prof. Prof has expressed his thoughts on this. The fact that we must also appreciate our country, and also as a people, we must also say we can give a soft landing to those who are probably eventually deported. They are yet to be deported. We've not seen them yet, but this is the numbers coming out from the U.S. This isolationist agenda of Trump can actually spread. And just as the professor said, other countries can say, we're deporting your people. And that can cause instability across the world. People are now saying, you know, we're deporting U.S. citizens. That is unstable. I don't think that is sustainable across the nation. We have to do something more formidable to see how we can engage the U.S. government on this matter. There has to be ways of engaging.
I don't think we have any business engaging U.S. government on this matter.
Not just Nigeria. I'm talking about global, because there are other countries that their citizens have been deported.
I'm saying that every country should focus on growing its country. It might seem selfish, but the countries who have seemingly achieved growth in recent times pursued a communist/isolation-ish agenda, aside from the Middle East. The Asian countries were, let's grow ourselves, let's close up and work within ourselves. I think that the conversation of how maybe Trump is doing it might be wrong, but what the people that are there illegally is illegal.
Yeah.
What is illegal is illegal. People that are there illegally are spoiling opportunities for those that want to go legally. Yeah. For every time you commit a crime, you paint the entire country bad. So let's not, the fact that we might have, it's close to home. Everybody on this show would have somebody they know who knows somebody who is illegally in America. So it's close to home, but it doesn't make it right. Many Nigerians legitimately want to go and explore business opportunities in the US and other countries, and they get rejected because of other people who got the opportunity and abused it. Anybody currently living illegally in America is abusing an opportunity that was given to them, especially if they came with a visiting visa, which is what many Nigerians go with. It's different from the Mexicans who also their way across the borders. That's a totally different, smuggle themselves. That's a totally different ballgame. So sometimes I feel like, have we start normalizing have we so normalized this now that, how do we feel? Even Nigerians are deporting because they feel like illegal people are taking advantage of, they are committing crime within Nigeria. The Canadians are feeling like we're also closing our borders. UK has increased, everybody in every country in the world is finding a way to say, let my citizens enjoy my resources first. And while we might not like it because we want everybody to we want to be our brother's keepers, we cannot stop the countries from doing what they want to do as it pleases them.
Okay, so Tokwe, I agree with you with everything that you said. Those people who are illegally there should leave. That's the normal thing, and that's what he has said. He has even said it before going into office. He has said it several years before he even campaigned. So he has said that he's going to make them. And because all those that are illegal, they are not paying tax. They don't pay tax, so they are not bringing in money. And instead, they are spending money on them, so they have to leave. That's one thing. The only problem I have with his policies is how he's withdrawing from all these financial aids for health, like the WHO, how he has withdrawn from it and all of that. That is where I'm having issues with, like, how are we going to, because all the other countries, how are we going to be able to sustain, you know, that sector of the world? That's the only problem I have with him. And
so let me read a bit of comments from Satijani was saying that the impact of Trump's policies on America's co-host. He said that, but one thing is very clear. This Trump strategy and isolationist tendencies have the potential to disrupt the global order and create new challenges for the U.S. and its allies. I mean, it's something that is worth looking at. He says Trump's comments on NATO, for example, have sparked concerns amongst European leaders who see the alliance as a cornerstone of their security. By questioning the U.S. commitment to NATO, Trump may be creating an opportunity for Russia to exert influence in Eastern Europe. Moreover, Trump's protectionist trade policies may also have unintended consequences. So in a nutshell, he's saying that Trump's policy may indeed have counterproductive effects in the long run, potentially leading to a decline in America's hegemonic power. So I mean,
we agree with
always known
that
this is going to be a potential consequence of his behavior. But we are wishing our people the best. I mean, 3,690. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of families who expected that their loved ones are abroad and they might be coming home. I think Mexico had over 200,000.
Yeah, they say
Ghana was number 3. I think Ghana is behind us, so Ghana is before. No, we are number 3 or number 4. The list.
Yeah, I saw a list, and Ghana was topping for African countries.
Okay, Ghana top for African countries. So we were probably
Egypt was right after. We were not on that list at all.
Well, I read it in papers this morning. I think we're on that list. That's how we got our 3,690 people. Anyway, that's all we can take on today's show. We wish Nigerians abroad the best. It's still an unfolding story. We don't know. They've not been deported yet, and we hope that if anybody's being deported, it shouldn't be dehumanized. So where are they being kept?
Feel bad.
It shouldn't be. We don't know yet. We just saw that article. So let us see what the process will be, and we'll take it from there. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.